Hi guys, welcome to Yogalates with SJ and to this 15-minute total body Pilates workout. So you don't need any equipment for this, and this is a total body toning session. In just 15 minutes we are going to get a full body workout. It will leave you feeling strong, centered and energized. So taking your time to come all the way down onto your back, bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat and bringing the arms down by your side, finding length into the back of the neck. Taking a deep breath in as you lift up the pelvic floor and engage the belly button back towards the spine, ribs expand. And then as you exhale, you are starting to release this all the way back out again. So as you breathe in, you are expanding the ribs as you engage into the core. Belly button comes back towards the spine. And then exhale slowly all the way back out as you start to softly release. On your next inhale, keeping that core connection, bringing the arms up over your head and reaching the legs long. Then taking the left forearm with the right hand, lifting the head and the shoulders and the arms, legs up over to the right side of your mat. And then inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, switching sides. Grabbing hold of the right forearm with the left hand, lifting the legs and the whole torso up and over to that left side. Let's keep this going. So we're finding length through the whole side body as you come up and over to that one side and then coming up and over to the other. Seeing if you can find a little bit more length each time and finding that the ribs are closed. You've got your core connected here, and you're using your core to lift the legs and lift the upper body up and over, placing it down. Awesome job. Last one here, reaching the arms and legs long and engaging the core, starting to hug the knees in towards the heart. Then taking hold over the front side of the knees and opening the knees out, circling all the way around, closing the knees back in together, drawing the knees in towards the heart. Keeping this going in that one direction, opening up through the hips, finding a really nice stretch here into the hips, warming everything up, and then coming back the other way, opening the knees out, circling in and closing those knees in toward each other. Keeping your belly button back towards the spine, keeping that core engagement and a neutral pelvis. Now finding tabletop, knees directly in line with the hips, reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling, shoulders come back towards the mat. Lengthening the left arm overhead as the right leg comes out and switching to the other side. Keeping your core engaged the whole time here and making sure you've got that little bit of space between the lower back and your mat. Keeping breathing, making sure you're connecting your breath. Great job, controlling the movement. Coming back through center, then lowering the feet all the way down and arms come down. Bringing the legs back to your tabletop position, making sure that you are set up really well, belly button back towards the spine, lowering the right toes down, then the left. So alternating from one toe tap down to the other, making sure here that you are keeping your core engaged the whole time. You're not letting that go, and you are making sure you've got your pelvis in a neutral position. So you aren't pressing the tailbone down and you aren't lifting the tailbone up. Keeping all the movement coming from the core. Now lengthening both legs up towards the ceiling, feet are in a Pilates V, lifting the head and shoulders up, reaching the fingertips towards the toes, tiny pulses up here. So you're gluing those legs together, using your core to lift and lower, seeing if you can come up even higher. Make sure you're breathing, ribs are closed, breathing in Breathing out, great job. And one more, lowering all the way down and bringing your legs back to that tabletop position, reaching the fingertips forward as you lift the head and shoulders up. Doing the 100, so pumping the arms as you breathe in through the nose, out the nose or mouth. Keep this going, pumping the arms, looking at your belly and breathing in for a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 5. Keep this going even faster, seeing if you can lift up even higher, staying strong, keeping your core engaged, don't let it go. And a few more here, pumping those arms. Great job, gluing the legs together. And one more, and release, coming all the way down, floating the feet back down onto your mat. Bringing the feet in a little bit closer together, gluing the legs together, and bringing the hands behind the head. Bicycle the legs. Elbow comes to opposite knee, drawing the knee in as you lengthen the opposite leg out. We are lifting up as high as you can here. All of the movement is coming from the belly button up. Keeping those legs in a very close proximity to one another as you twist. So keeping that movement very much through the waist here. The core is working. We're getting into the side waist, into the obliques, and keep it going. Breathing in and breathing out, finding even more of a twist as you come over. One more on each side and coming back through center, floating down, hugging the knees, taking a moment, reaching the arms down and then bringing the hands behind the head, lengthening the legs up towards the ceiling. Feet are in a Pilates V and you are doing a leg lower, gluing the legs together, lowering down and power it up. Exhale. Inhale, slowly lowering down. Exhale, power it up using your core to lift the legs up. Lifting the head and shoulders up even higher, using your core though, making sure you're not pulling on the neck. And if you need to, of course, you can bring the head and shoulders down and continue with the legs here. You can also have a bend into the knees if it's too much to have straight legs. Inhale, slowly lowering down. Exhale, power it up. Coming all the way down, guys, and then rolling all the way up to a seat. Bringing the hands behind you, fingertips facing forward, softness into the elbows. Starting to lift the pelvis up as you come to a reverse tabletop, and then hovering the pelvis to come back just above the mat, and a soft bend into the elbows, straight back, finding a tricep dip, and then lifting back up to your reverse tabletop, lifting up, coming back and softly bending into the elbows. The pelvis is not coming all the way down. You're working into the back of the arms and then lifting the pelvis back up as high as you can towards the ceiling, finding that reverse tabletop. Keeping this going and make sure you're breathing. This is challenging, so it doesn't need to be too much of a dip here with that tricep dip. You are working at your own pace and your own range, and we're getting into the whole body, you guys. This is only 15 minutes, but it is incredibly powerful, and every single muscle is getting strengthened, toned. We're burning any excess as well, any body fat that doesn't need to be there, and coming back. Well done. Coming back onto your back and gluing the legs together. Legs are in your tabletop position. Starting to bring the legs to slowly lower over to one side and then back through center and then over to the other side. Now, as you continue to do this, what we're trying to do is keep the connection of core the whole time. So you are using your core to come over to that one side and then using your core to draw the legs back through center and coming to the other side. So only lowering the legs down to a depth to where you are able to completely control this movement using your core. You're not bringing any tension into the back at all. So not letting those back muscles take over here. Keep that connection, coming back through center, finding that final one, and then just finding a little rotation into the hips. So circling the knees out wide and then drawing them back together, going back the other way. And then floating the feet all the way down and lengthening the legs up, taking hold of behind the knees, rolling up, coming over to your plank position. Feel free to drop the knees if you want to here, or staying high in your plank, feeling strong, staying strong, and then lowering all the way down onto your belly. Bringing the forehead down onto your mat, hands come next to the shoulders, and coming all the way up, lifting up high, gazing over the right shoulder, coming back through center. Inhale, exhale, gazing over the left shoulder and back through center. Lowering down with control, elbows go straight back, shoulders are down and away from the ears. Inhale, lifting up, using your core, finding length into the back body and gazing over one shoulder, coming back through center, then the other, and floating down. Keeping this going in your own time. So you don't need to lift all the way up here. You can come up to a little bit. We really want to make sure that we are not bringing any tension into the neck or into the lower back. So you're really connecting into how your body's feeling, where you need to go with this, and finding a beautiful lengthening through the side of the neck as you gaze over the shoulder, coming back through center, slowly lowering down, lengthening the arms and legs along, gluing the legs together, heels together, toes slightly turned out, and starting to lift the legs up and the arms up, and then you are bringing the elbows back. Inhale, lengthening the arms forward and dropping down. Exhale, forehead comes back down. So you can continue here with the legs lifted and the arms, or you can simply have the top of the feet connected down the whole time, only working into the upper body. Completely over to you. We want to make sure we've got length through the back of the neck, so you aren't lifting the chin as you come up. You're keeping your gaze straight down or slightly forward and squeezing back, really getting into those back muscles, lengthening the arms forward, lowering down. Beautiful work, you guys. Quick transition, coming down, coming to your left side, stacking the knees, stacking the hips, bringing the feet together, and we are lifting up out of the side waist, not collapsing into the shoulder. So making sure everything is in a beautiful long line here, from the top of the head to the hip, and lifting the top knee out and then lowering that knee back. A little clam, keeping this going as you continue here, bringing your mind to notice that connection of the outside of the glute, the outer thigh. Also imagining that you are squeezing inward as you squeeze the inner thigh in, and you are pressing outward, resisting outward as you start to open the leg out. Now staying here, little pulses back, tiny pulses. So coming to about a halfway point with the lift of the knee and pulsing outward, getting into that outer thigh, the outside of the glute, and then coming all the way back. Coming down onto your belly, heels together, toes slightly turned out, beating the heels together, tiny little beats. So you're lifting the legs up and tiny beats inward, keeping everything else still throughout the rest of the body, really getting into the back of the legs, the glutes, and you've got your forehead down on the mat, or you can have the forehead on your stacked arms. Few more here, and then slowly lowering the legs down, coming down, and let's come over to the other side, coming to your right side with that clam, stacking the knees, stacking the hips, stacking the feet, and bringing the head into the hand for some support, lifting that top knee out and then squeezing inward. As you continue here, really bringing your mind to the core also, so keeping that soft core engagement, and we are squeezing out, squeezing in, really getting into the booty, into the glutes, into the outside of the hips, the outer thighs, the inner thighs, and also using our core to stay stable here, and keeping it going. Then we are staying here with that lift and starting to press outward, tiny pulses outward, keeping it going, little pulses, and then coming all the way back down and coming all the way to your plank. So either a full plank here or dropping the knees to your low plank. Then if you are in your high plank, we're lifting the right leg up, lowering it down, then lifting the left leg up, lowering it down. If you're in your half plank, you can stay in a hold in your half plank. And if you are in your full plank, we are alternating. One leg lifts and then lowers down, and then the other leg lifts. Make sure you're not lifting the hips up too high and you aren't sinking the hips down too low. We're keeping a very nice long line from the top of the head all the way out the toes, pressing the heels back when you bring those toes to come back down. So we're really finding this amazing line here, core engaged the whole time, not rocking around anywhere in the body, staying strong. One more on each side and then coming back, lifting the hips, dropping the heels down dog, staying here, taking a break. Any movement at all that feels amazing for you, finding a release. Maybe you are coming to your child's pose to stretch it out. Anything that feels good to stretch it all out before going about the rest of your day. Well done, you guys. It was absolutely amazing to have you join me for this workout. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe for more free workouts every single week here on the channel. And I'd love to hear how you're going as well with your home workouts. It'd be great to hear from you. So let me know down in the comments. Take care, you guys. I hope you have the best rest of your day and can't wait to see you again soon.